social media, they can control your views, they can control your account, they will push who they love. You can buy blue tick, you can buy fake followers, but you can't buy people's love. Survival of the fittest, and even if you're the fittest on social media, sometimes you don't survive.
Hello and welcome to Khaleej Times. Today we're joined by somebody who's one of the most recognized content creators in the UAE. He's best known for his hilarious comedy sketches showcasing life in an Arab country. It's none other than Zubair Sarookh, who's here today to give us a lowdown on all things social media. Hello and welcome to Khaleej Times, Zubair. Or should I say Abu Zubair?
Hello, Wallah Soumya. Thank you for having me over here. It's a pleasure to be over here. And you can call me Zubair Sarookh, you can call me Abu Zubair. It depends, you know, people love certain characters of mine.
Yeah, but from when you started to now, you've sort of come a very long way, right, in your social media journey. If you kind of rewind a little bit, what started this love affair with social media?
It was a total coincidence. There was no love affair. I was bored with my friend. I'm like, you know what, let's make a video. And he was like, what video? I'm like, I don't know, let's do something. And then we didn't do it. And once we went to Dubai to play football, from Sharjah to Dubai, and we recorded the simple video, me asking a trick question to my friend. What is EYES? It was a trick question, and he answered it, and I posted, and the video got like 3-4 million views by the end of the week. And some comments were hate, some was love, and people were like, make more videos. I was like, okay, let's try, and that's where the journey started from.
And now for the very few people, you know, who've sort of been living under a rock and probably have not seen your video, how would you describe what you do to them?
I'm a content creator who likes to put smiles on people's faces, and I have certain characters which I play. Some people like my videos, some people don't like my videos. It's up to you. Take me as a restaurant. You go into a restaurant, you have some things you like, some things you don't like. So take what you like from me and ignore what you don't like. Simple as that.
Do you also say that to the trolls on social media?
It doesn't bother me. I ignore them. People who I don't know, who don't put bread and butter on my table, don't affect me.
Okay, and in terms of content creation, you know, it's now it's more accepted as a profession or as a full-time job, right, for many people. When you started, it was not necessarily the case. And how did your parents understand what this field was back in the day?
Oh, it was disaster. But I took up a job just to make my parents happy.
Okay.
I was like, fine, I'll do a job. I used to work in Sharjah Airport. I worked there for 7 years. And side by side, I used to create content as well. So they were, you know, relaxed in a way, like this guy has a job. But then during Corona, during COVID, I said I'm gonna resign and focus full-time on content creation. That was a disaster. They were like, you are mental, you need to go show yourself to a doctor. Like, people are struggling to keep a job, and you want to quit during Corona? I said, yeah, I wanna do what I love. They did not support it, but I still went ahead. I took risk, and it paid off. And alhamdulillah, I will never look back and regret on my decision.
Wow. And how do your parents kind of see this as a profession now that you've come such a long way?
Well, if money is coming in, of course they'll be happy. If money is coming in, they'll be happy. I mean, they still would prefer me to do a 9-to-5 job.
Okay.
Because the field I'm in is unstable. There is competition every day. Every day someone new is coming. And it's not like, you know, a stable income. Sometimes you earn more, sometimes you earn less. It's not a stable income. So they would still prefer if I had a job.
So money does come in through content creation. Let's put that out on record. It's not just a hobby. It's not something you do in your free time. You can actually sustain yourself through this.
You can make money, but you need to have connections, and people need to know that you're in the market.
So what happens when a video doesn't do well? What do you tell yourself? Do you reflect? Do you figure out why it's not worked out?
Sometimes it's the algorithm. It doesn't help you. Sometimes maybe people didn't enjoy the video. But then I tell myself, like, this is life, you know? Not everything can be good always.
Since you mentioned the A word, the algorithm, right? A lot of creators' life sort of seems to be depending on this external faculty on social media. It's kind of like a mystery box almost that operates, you know, who gets views, what kind of content works, and so on and so forth. How do creators navigate that change on a daily basis? Because it changes every day.
Yes. It's not a mystery box, it's quite simple.
Okay, tell us how.
social media, they can control your views, they can control your account, they will push who they love, they will push who they support, they will suppress who they don't want to support. So it's totally controlled.
Who's they?
They, the people who are working in the social media.
Okay.
So if you are someone who is controversial, like, you know, you say things which is not going to be accepted widely, even though it's right, even though it's morally correct, they will not help you. They will suppress your videos. They have certain, you know, I think restrictions which will automatically remove your videos. So on a daily basis, when algorithms change, you need to adapt. You need to know, because you need to know what timing works for your account, what content works for your account. It's as simple as that.
So you're saying that they go through all the accounts of people who are trying to be influencers or content creators, and
not necessarily all the accounts, but once you start gaining views, you start gaining followers, of course they will notice, like, who's this creator who's upcoming, who's coming up,
correct,
who's gaining, you know, views and influence and followers. So that time they will look into it, but not every single account.
Okay, so they can either push creators or they could also suppress based on their community guidelines.
Definitely. Sometimes it doesn't even have to do community guidelines.
Okay.
If they don't like you, they'll be like, push him, we'll not support this guy.
Okay.
Simple as that.
So what do creators do then? Then it's not their fault, right?
It's not their fault, but this is how it is. World was never fair.
That's true.
It's survival of the fittest, and even if you're the fittest on social media, sometimes you don't survive.
But when you see other creators who are being pushed by social media platforms, like, does it demotivate you? Like, does it demoralize you? Do you feel upset?
Not really. I feel happy.
Okay.
I'm like, see, I have no support, I have no push, and I still survived for 9 years, and I'm still surviving. Some people go like, oh yeah, that's it, he's done. Some months are good, some months are not good.
Okay, but then if you see people, you know, buying blue ticks and fake followers on social media and probably reaching like 1 million mark or whatever, you know, on Instagram, YouTube, they've paid for it. It's not legit, you know that. So as a creator who's putting in so much effort and hard work into their content, it doesn't bother you? Like,
no, because you can buy blue tick, you can buy fake followers, but you can't buy people's love. You can go on Instagram, I don't want to take names, but there are people who have maybe, like, you know, 5 million, 6 million followers on Instagram. Majority of them are fake, but when they go out, nobody knows them. Nobody knows them, nobody recognizes them.
Does doing comedy put pressure on you to always have a positive outlook towards life? Like, do people always expect you to be upbeat and happy and cracking jokes?
Yes, people always, you know, think that, you know, those who post comedy videos, they're always happy. Not really. We are humans as well. We feel like sometimes we don't want to do anything. We feel sad, we feel depressed, we have issues with our mental health. But comedy is the way we cope with it. That's our escape. You know, we escape these things through comedy videos.
Can social media ever become toxic though, like for your mental health, in the sense that because your need for validation, also for numbers and money, everything depends on another faculty, and which is quite unstable. It's not something that you can predict, or, you know, like if you have a 9-to-5 job, you know that the paycheck is coming at the end of the month. There's a lot of different factors. So can it ever get toxic in the sense that, like, it's almost too much to deal with?
Yes, social media can be very toxic if you don't control yourself. For example, if there was a period of time where I was becoming depressed if I didn't get a certain number of views.
Yeah.
And it was affecting me very badly. I was not able to sleep at night. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And it was terrible. But then I slowly tried to make myself understand, you know, what is meant for you will come your way. And this is part of life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have good views, sometimes you'll not have good views. And it's fine, even if you don't get good views. Just don't let it affect you mentally.
Okay. So if lastly I had to ask you, you know, what would you be the one piece of advice you could give to somebody who's finishing off school, not very confident, loves watching YouTube videos, is creative, wants to sort of take that, you know, leap of faith and maybe create their own videos? What advice would you give them?
Take the risk. Even if you're not confident, take the risk, because you're not going to lose money if you post the video. Nobody's gonna come and bite you or beat you or kill you. People will judge you, but that's fine. Even if you breathe, people will judge you with the way you're breathing. So just take the risk, because you need to take the risk if you want to be somewhere. People will try to pull you down, ignore them. My own family members were not supportive and I didn't listen to them because I know I was not doing wrong. So as long as you're not hurting anyone, you're not insulting anyone, you're not doing anything wrong, you're just doing pure content, creation, comedy, whatever, vlogs, whatever content is this. Post it, and if you love it, keep doing it. Ignore all the hate, and one day you will be successful, inshallah.
Well, on that note, we look forward to seeing a lot more of your content on social media, and I hope that you keep inspiring more and more people to take up this journey. And thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a great chat, and it's an absolute pleasure to be speaking to you.
Thank you, Soumya. It was wonderful speaking to you, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks.